Hey guys, in this video, we'll go over the new sales on the Pearl store and value the random boxes that are being sold this week. This video will mostly be for people who are curious on what the random boxes are worth, and newer players who want to know what's worth it to spend their pearls on. Before we get into any of the valuations, there is a double pearl box on sale right now in the Pearl store. This means that you can get double the pearls per dollar you spend on this specific 1+1 box. Not every box is doubled, only the one that you can see on the Pearl page. Because of the bonus pearls that you would get when spending more, the 3000 plus 3000 box is a little bit worse than the 6000 plus 6000 box that is sometimes sold, but of course this is way better than just buying pearls without the 1+1 bonus. You can buy this a total of 3 times, which in US dollars is $90. If you're going to spend money on pearls, these 1+1 deals are almost always worth it. Sometimes I buy these just to stock up on pearls that I can use later. You don't have to spend it only on this week's sales. Now we'll skip to valuing the gleaming and intriguing boxes. I have separate videos if you want a more in-depth valuation, but this part will just go over the value and the value of the boxes on sale. The Gleaming Adventure box by itself costs 340 pearls and has an average value of 603.47 pearls. This is similar to buying an item on a 44% discount. If you want the items in the box, a 44% discount is pretty good, and you can buy 10 of these boxes every day. The Intriguing Adventure box costs 180 pearls and has an average value of 286.66 pearls. This is similar to buying an item on a 37% discount. It is less than the Gleaming Adventure box, however, if you want the items in this box over the items in the Gleaming Adventure box, a 37% discount is still really good. You can also buy 10 of these a day. Now, since average value may not be applicable to everyone, since some players may only get a couple boxes, we also added 2 data points, the standard deviation and the chances of getting items. The standard deviation for the Gleaming Adventure box is 788, and the standard deviation for the Intriguing Adventure box is 609. A higher standard deviation means there is a higher risk, which means there's a higher chance to get more than the average or less than the average. Higher isn't necessarily worse, but it does mean that you should expect a higher difference from the average when you open boxes with a higher standard deviation. To help visualize this, here's a graph that shows the percent chance to get an item worth less than the pearl cost of the box, the chance to get an item in between the pearl cost and the average value we calculated, and the chance to get greater than the average value we calculated. Every Gleaming Adventure box that you open, you'll have a 17% chance to get items worth less than the cost of pearls in the box, a 60.72% chance to get more than the cost of the box but less than the calculated average, and a 22.28% chance to get greater than the calculated average. Of course, in total, on average, you'll still get the average value we calculated, but this is just the chances per one box opened. For Intriguing Adventure box, you have a 61% chance to get less than the cost, a 12% chance to get in between the cost and the average, and a 27% chance to get greater than the average. Now, of course, this is just the boxes without discounts. There's also a weekly sale that lets you buy 5 of each at a 10% discount. You can buy this pack 10 times a week. This doesn't change the box value, but it does change the box cost, which is 10% less, which in turn affects the discount equivalence. The discount equivalence of the Gleaming box becomes 49%, and the discount equivalence of the Intriguing box becomes 43%. In total though, if we get the entire 5 boxes each, the discount equivalence of this entire pack is worth 47%. Buying this pack is the same thing as buying an item that is on a 47% discount. Of course, however, by buying this pack, you are stuck to RNG and you can only get the items in these 2 boxes. The variance is the same as before since the boxes have the same chance of getting these items, and the chances of getting an item is the same for the Gleaming Adventure box. However, this does change the Intriguing Adventure box. No longer can you get an item that's worth less than the box cost since the box now costs 162 pearls. There's now a 73.38 chance to get an item between the box cost and the average, and there's still a 26.62 chance of getting greater than the average. That's basically it for this pack. Again, it's a 47% discount equivalence, which is pretty good, and if you like RNG boxes, here it is. I personally would not buy the daily boxes and only really get this pack if you're going to buy it, since it adds a 10% additional discount. Now that's all for the random boxes. We'll now value the Adventure Support Pack. This pack is a little bit weird since the choices you can pick differ in value by a lot. The 3 maids are worth 3,600 pearls, and if you choose this, the box would be on a 45% discount. If you choose the Gospies, which are worth 3,300 pearls, it would be what it says, a 40% discount. Now if you choose the outfit box, that is worth 3,400 pearls, and it would be worth a 41.76% discount. However, this also comes with the bonus of 10 loot scrolls. If you don't need these, then don't worry about it. You can value them as just being bonus items and not worth much. However, some players who do need these generally value them at around 50 pearls each. If you add 500 pearls to the value of each of these, the maid would be worth 4,100 and be a 51.71% discount. The Gospies would be 47.89% discount, and the outfit would be worth 49.23% discount. Now the second price is only if you really need the loot scrolls. I personally don't use it, so I will use the first set of discounts to value my items, but if you do, then you can use the second discounts. Next is pretty simple pack with Crons and Artisans. They value Artisans at 22.5 pearls each, but I honestly value them at 20 pearls each, so this box in my opinion is a 37% discount. Either way, if you really need Crons and Artisans, you can buy this pack. I personally don't like buying packs that are just a pure silver trade, since you can buy both Crons and Artisans for silver, but if you have a lot of pearls and are trying to enhance something, this can be a pretty good pack. Overall though, it's nothing crazy, it's just a 37% off on Crons and Artisans. Most big event packs are going to be 50% off or more, but 30% off is better than nothing. Other than the Pearl 1+1 box, the 3000 day sales are honestly a little bit lame and pretty equivalent to a regular weekly sale. Next is the outfit of the day for Shai only. This is a cool newer initiative that PA has been doing by letting people submit their own outfits with pieces from different outfit sets, and PA sells it as its own pack. If you include the value of a 7-day value pack, this is similar to a 27% discount. PA also did include the dyes this week on the page, so if you're interested in that, you can look at it and they show which dyes that they use. However, keep in mind that the outfits don't come pre-dyed, so you'll need a Merv palette or a value pack running, or manually dye your outfits the colors you want with dyes. It honestly would be cool if future outfit of the days did come pre-dyed. The next pack is the Lucky Companion pack. This includes pets that give 1% drop rate per level, totaling 5% drop rate at level 5. These don't stack, so the max is 5% drop rate even if you have multiple of these pets. Drop rate is pretty nice, and this pack is at a 30% discount. It's not a huge discount, so no big rush, but if you do need a drop rate pet, it is here. If you include the 5 loot scrolls, this box would be worth a 38.54% discount equivalence. Again, this is only if you value loot scrolls at 50 pearls each. Next is the Pets for Life pack. This is at a 30% discount and includes 2 pets, the Hedgehog and Llama, that increases gathering base items. If you are gathering, each of these pets at tier 4 would help a lot. These pets don't stack with themselves or each other, so you only really need 1 of these pets at tier 4. Tier 5 on these pets don't actually help the gathering drops. The other 2 pets, the Twilight Lynx and Shadow Wolf, are just for looks and help life skills in other ways like EXP, but it's nothing insane. This pack is 30% off, so it's not bad, but if you aren't in a rush to gather, you can wait for a better sale. If you value Books of Florin the same as loot scrolls at 50 pearls each, this box could be worth a 37.14% off. However, even though I life skill all the time, I don't really value these at 50 pearls each. PA values them the same way as loot scrolls, but you are bricked if you grind without loot scrolls. However, if you life skill without Books of Florin, it's honestly not that bad, even if you aren't at 2000 mastery. Next is the Dream Horse Prep Box. It is at a 30% discount if you get the Mount Skill Selection coupon. If you choose the 13 change coupons, it's less value at 27.67% off. And if you choose the Crons, it's a 30.27% discount. If you want the bonus items, just choose whatever you would rather have. Personally, I find mounts to be one of the worst things in the game in terms of QOL, and they can eat so much pearls without much effort, so I stay away from spending pearls on them. Training horses without spending pearls though is completely fine until you want to make yourself a courser. However, if you really are into mounts and know the cost of leveling them, you can buy this pack. Next is the backpack bundle for 100 slots being 35% off and the backpack bundle for 50 slots being 25% off. I personally value these bundles at 34.38% off and 23.05% off respectively. Inventory expansion, in my opinion, is honestly not that big of a deal anymore, with most players being able to have more than enough inventory slots free to play without spending pearls. I would wait for a better sale if you really want more slots, but if you just can't wait, then you can pick this pack up. Next is the horse flute at 25% off. This item is pretty useful to call your horse no matter the distance. It is a great item, but the sale is only 25% off, and if you're not really in a rush, you can wait for a better sale. Finally, the tent is 20% off. Tent is honestly one of the greatest QOL items in the game, so if you don't have a tent, then it's pretty good to pick up. 20% off also isn't awful, and unlike the horse flute, the tent doesn't always go on sale. It is a pretty nice item if you don't have it and can be used on all characters. There might be a better sale during events, but not always, so this is a decent pickup. Anyways, that's basically all for this week. There are a bunch of sales, but honestly most of them are pretty regular 20 to 35% off sales. The only crazy items being the 1+1 pearl box, and of course the random boxes if you like those. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you all next time.